Good morning all of you. So I am dealing with Unit 2 for you. In Unit 2, you have textbook, Jawaharlal Nehru's letter, and again after the textbook, we have completed Bosom Friend from Individual and Society, a text for your non-detailed reading. And again we have come back to Infotech English. We are dealing with the grammar topics one by one. Okay? In grammar, even before, prior to all the exercises in your textbook, I am brushing your knowledge on each topic. So far we have completed about articles, and then we went on with prepositions. I have given you the basics in my lectures. You are asked to continue with the textual exercises. I hope that you all have completed successfully the exercises on articles and prepositions. And some of you have called me for clearing and cracking some difficult ones. That's very nice of you. So, we are doing a effective learning of English, for which I feel very happy and I congratulate you. Now we are entering into a very, very important topic, which is highly essential, without which we cannot effectively use a language. That is nothing but vocabulary. Building vocabulary. Why building vocabulary? How to build vocabulary? I am going to give you the important tips on building vocabulary, improving word power, being powerful in using a language. Right? Shall we enter into the topic? Why we have to learn vocabulary? What is the need for learning and improving our vocabulary? Need to improve vocabulary. You are very great in using grammar. You are excellent. Okay? You just won't be able to, though you are excellent, you cannot be able to use a language fluently, confidently, without any interruptions. Sometimes we feel we couldn't give a sense to the sentence. We miss and we be in search of a perfect word suits the occasion. Okay? To communicate our meaning effectively, continuously, we need to improve vocabulary. We need to improve vocabulary on par with grammar, learning grammar. So vocabulary is highly important. Without proper word, we grow up in darkness. We cannot give the sense to the sentence. We cannot give our communication, our ideas, send to the audience. Okay. What are the basics of learning vocabulary? Which words we have to learn? First of all, you have to think which words are worthy or needed for us. Because the relevant jargon changes from field to field. So you are engineering fraternity. Of course, again in engineering, some of you may be civil, mechanical, electrical, electronics, and many streams. So what is the relevant jargon? What is the useful jargon? What is the needed jargon? You have to think of, you have to master that vocabulary. And you have to organize your learning of improving your vocabulary. Organize your learning of improving your vocabulary. And of course we learn words. I learn 10 words a day. My learning rate is 10 words per day. Then I have to remember end of a month. Okay, 30 into 10 per se, there are 30 days in a month. I learned 300 words. I should be able to remember all the words. That is third task. So, basics of vocabulary learning. First thing is choosing proper words. Second thing is organizing our preparation. And third thing is After learning, we should be able to remember. After some time, we forget all the words we learn. Why it is happening? Yes, very good, very good. Because of not using the words in our reading, writing, listening and speaking. Yes, good. And then evaluate our vocabulary learning. We ourselves have to assess our skills of learning and improving vocabulary. There should be a check. Nobody will come and check us. We are grown-ups. Now we ourselves have to check and appreciate our preparation. So, evaluating. These are the 4 important areas covered in the basics. I repeat, first one is choosing proper words, organizing our preparation, remembering the words learned by following various measures. The measures I tell you in this class. And then evaluating our preparation. Evaluating our preparation. These are the basics of improving our word power. Alright, next. What are the various sources of vocabulary, ways and means to improve our vocabulary? Ways and means to improve our vocabulary. You can learn words from lists. There are certain lists and also your textbooks. Textbook means not only a language textbook, not only an English book. All textbooks, whatever that is prescribed for you. If you read the textbook, you come across so many new words. All the words you should learn, they are prescribed in your prescribed books. You are supposed to, you are expected to master the vocabulary in your textbooks. Further, you can extend your learning to take up various lists. There are lists, specific standard lists. Okay, specific for different areas and streams. From that also you can choose vocabulary. And you can also choose certain words from reading. Maybe reading for pleasure or reading for academic improvement. Maybe academic reading or reading for pleasure. Either way you will get or come across some new words which you don't know. And also by listening. What we listen? Listen to the news. Listen to the movies. Listen to the news and listen to the movies. Okay. You will come across some new words. Okay. And after that, what we have to do after listening? Here I have to specify one point. Listening the news and listening the movies. I am not telling you watch the movies. I am not telling you follow the news. Listen, don't look at the screen. Just listen, then only you will concentrate on the language and vocabulary. If you watch automatically, the very powerful visuals grab your attention. But only if you listen, you will concentrate on the word power. You will concentrate on the language skills. So, listen to the vocabulary and then listen the movies and news. Don't watch them. The visuals attract you. You cannot concentrate on the language. Okay, that is the other way of improving your vocabulary skills. And then you can learn vocabulary from also speaking and writing. While writing, you try to use new words you learn every day. Okay, what are the new words you learn? You use them in your speeches and use them in your writing. Then you will be in touch with the new vocabulary you have mastered, and then you can continue easily and remember easily your learned words and continue with learning new words and learning parts of words. It is called words building. There are so many games based on this. There will be crossword puzzles, word mapping, using cards, flashcards. All these things are different techniques to improve our word power in a creative manner and interesting manner. And also, not only simple words, learn idioms and phrases. Idiomatic expressions are very beautiful. Learn idiomatic expressions and phrases. I talk in detail about phrases and idioms in another class. Right now, our concentration and focus is on how to improve vocabulary. Okay? There are two ways: incidental and intentional learning. When it comes to incidental vocabulary, it is an incident. Automatically we come across certain words while we are learning, when we are reading our textbooks, when you are listening a movie, when you are watching news, we come across some new words and we learn them. This is called incidental vocabulary learning or acquiring vocabulary without our strong effort, specific deep effort. We come across automatically and we learn it. And another one is intentional vocabulary learning. Intentional, I want to learn at least 10 words a day, and though I may not come across 10 words every day, I go for the textbook, I go for the lists, academic vocabulary lists, and I will find out some 10 words and I prepare those words for the day. Intentionally, I search, I find out words and I learn them. That is called intentional learning. So there are two methods: incidental and intentional learning. Which is better? Incidental. Oh, what you are saying? Intentional. I tell you now, both answers are correct. Why? Because we have to mix both the ways, incidental and intentional, and we have to continue our learning. Both are necessary. What are all we come across incidentally, we list those words. When that bank is not enough, we go with intentional learning and we reach our target. Suppose my target is 10 words per day. I got only 4 lessons in my lesson today. Remaining 6 I grab from intentional learning and I complete preparation of 10 words. Because if we wait things to happen incidentally, sometimes we may not get an opportunity. We also have to fasten our learning, quicken our learning. So we have to go for intentional measures also. So mixing these two measures and improving our vocabulary yields good results. Okay? Now I'll give you some tips to improve your vocabulary and learn those tips. Okay? So tip 1. Most vocabulary words are learned from context based. The more words you are exposed to, the better vocabulary you will have. You need to have exposure. Suppose you are going and speaking with your professors. You are going to library and reading so many books on the topics you have in your curriculum. You are talking with all your friends. There is a lot of exposure. Of course, every time you should remember that you have to converse with them only in the language. Specific targeted language. Of course, it is English, right? And you have to read, okay, close attention towards what are the words you don't know. This is very, very important. What are the words we don't know, we have to pay concentration on that. Normally what we do, we go with our convenient words, we try to understand the overall concept and meaning of the story or paragraph or topic. But you need to concentrate on the words what you don't know. Okay? Try to figure out the meaning of the words contextually. We don't know the meanings. But try to understand the meaning of the words in that given context. Then look the words up. After trying to understand the meanings in the context, you go for dictionary and see how much your ideas are matching with the original meanings of the words. You read and listen, read, listen. Challenging material. Normally we settle with the material where we are very convenient to go with. But go with a challenging standard material, then you will come across many new words. That is secret one. Secret one. Okay? You have to expose yourself to various ways of reading and listening. Don't satisfy with your convenient word power. Go for challenging material and try to understand the meaning of the word in the given context. Then go for looking up the words in any dictionary or thesaurus. This is tip 1. Alright, we move on to tip 2. Okay? What is tip 2? Second tip. Research shows that the vast majority of words are learned from context based. To improve your context skills, pay close attention to how words are used, usage of words. So, tip 2 is usage. How those words are used in a given context. Okay? Doing a search on a word using dictionary.com is a path. Many such paths I will give you, no worry, you also know, I know that. We will give you many examples of how a specific word is used in different fields and contexts. A single word may be used in different fields and contexts. You should be able to understand what are all the places it is used. What are all the contexts it is used in which fields. Okay? Play your daily context vocabulary quiz. You make a game. Play with quizzes every day. There are so many quizzes on improving vocabulary. On the net they are available. You can also prepare your own games. You can play mixing with your friends. You can fix your targets. You can enjoy the scoring, winning and beating others every day. Okay, this kind of a collaborative group learning also yields good results in improving your vocabulary. Okay? Tip 3. Practice. Practice and practice. Research shows that it takes from 10 to 20 repetitions to really make a word part of your vocabulary. So 10 to 20 times if you use a word which you learn newly, it becomes a part and parcel of your life and you will not forget. It will be there forever in your memory. It will be saved permanently. So 10 to 20 times you have to use the word you learn. Whenever you are writing something, you write using the word a sentence. Whenever you are speaking, you use the words in your speeches. That is the only occasion you have. To meet the learned word 10 to 20 times very frequently, very closely after your learning. Means you are practicing using the word in a context. That's what very essential. So first thing you have to choose select words. Second, you have to learn words in the context. Third, you have to use a dictionary and know the exact meanings of those words. Fourth, you have to use them without missing and keeping aside. If you just keep it in a locker and go for in search of other words, you will forget this meaning. So use them again and again. That is very important. And tip 4. Make as many associations possible and as many connections possible with the newly learned word. What is called associations possible and connections possible? You have to create a relationship to this word with other words. Then you can learn very effectively vocabulary. It is very difficult to remember vocabulary in isolation. Separately different words. If you form groups, if you form related words, you learn all those things in a package. You can understand and remember them very well. Here I tell you how to do it. Say the word aloud to activate your auditory memory. Relate the word to other words you already know. For example, the word gargantuan means very large. How I mention it? Gargantuan. Is the pronunciation correct? No, it's not correct. For the first time I may read it like that. I don't know what is the word, how to pronounce it, what is its meaning, how to use it. I read it just like that. Afterwards, I look up the word in the dictionary, I find its pronunciation, I find its usage and meaning. Right. So, has a similar meaning to the words like gigantic, huge, large. These are all the synonyms for the given word, given keyword. I am pronouncing it as gargantuan, gargantine. In some way, I have to find out the pronunciation that I don't know. It's all of a sudden I come across it's a very new word. I need not feel shy. Okay. You could make a sequence. Okay, these are all the words which are there to talk about very heavy, large, big, vast things. What are the opposite words to these things? Small, medium, large, very large, gargantuan. So sequence, starting from the least to the highest, ascending order, or else descending order. Anyway, you make a relation, try to remember all the words. For example, earlier we have a word called contagious. Means a disease which spreads from one person to another person. Contagious we say. And then we have another word, epidemic. If at all there are some diseases in a town, in a village, the entire village affects with the disease. We called it epidemic. Now it is very familiar to use the word pandemic. We are saying, what is that? Yes, what is going on now? Corona. Yes, corona. Corona is a pandemic. Corona is a pandemic. Means which swabs entire world, entire globe. Fortunately, animals are not affected out of it. So, that is the way we have to sequence the words. Spread is a small manner, very limited manner. Okay, spreading, contagious, epidemic, pandemic. Okay, like that you sequence the words, you will remember them easily. Create any relation among these words. Creative pictures of the words, meaning that involve strong emotions. Think gargantuan creature was going to rip me apart and then eat me. There is an animal which is very large. It is coming to me and eating me. You can imagine any animal like elephant, which is not there, already extincted. Some animal is there. Try to remember that animal. You try to associate this word to that animal. You can remember the word. So, you have to make your own planning at your level, understanding level and remembering level to be associated with the words again and again. Then you will remember the words you learn very conveniently. And next, tip 5. Use mnemonics. Use mnemonics. Mnemonics means tricks to remember something. Tricks to remember something are called mnemonics. For example, consider another word. How will you pronounce the word? Egregious. Pronounce it. Try to pronounce it. Egregious. Because it is a new one. You don't feel. Anyway, you pronounce it first. Means very bad. Very bad. Using the word very bad also is not sufficient. Extremely bad. Think egg reach us. Egg reach us. How do you remember the word? Egg reaches. Okay, egg reaches. And then you can easily remember. Remember egg. Remember each. Remember us. You are breaking the word. I'll give you another example here. Yet. Okay. 10. T and 10. Dance. Attendance. if I say attendance, it is a common error, spelling error. Many people say A-T-T-E-N-D-A-N-C-E. But it is not D-A-N-C-E, dance, D-A-N-C-E. A-T-T-E-N, yes, D-A-N-C-E, attendance. If we break and remember it like that, at 10 dance, you can remember it very easily and you will never forget it. It's a fun. At 10 dance. Dance at 10. At 10 dance. So then you will never say dance, D-A-N-C-E. It is a dance only, D-A-N-C-E. Just like that, another usually misspelled word I tell you here, separate. S-E-P-A-R-A-T-E. Actual spelling is separate. Many times we say S-E-P-E-R-A-T-E. I have seen in many official documents, the spelling is misspelled. The word is misspelled. But how to remember it? See, both the ends are E's, both the middles are Yes. Both the ends are E's and both the middles are Yes. Separate. If you remember like that, you will never forget the spelling of separate. You will never misspell it. Okay. Certain techniques we have to use. For example, another word is there. Stolid. S-T-O-L-I-D. Stolid. Okay. This word is a hybrid word. Stolid has been formed out of stone, S-T-O-N-E, stone, plus solid, S-O-L-I-D, solid. We are pronouncing it as stolid. Very strong. Cannot be changed or disturbed. Stolid means stone is already strong. A solid is already stable. Both the things are there. It is stolid. Like that, the meaning and the words are also hybridized to give an effective, strong sense to it. So far we have completed 5 tips. Okay. In the next class, we go to the other tips of improving our vocabulary and we relate it to our syllabus. Till then, once you go back to the video, watch all the completed slides and wait for my next lecture. Okay. Thank you all. Happy learning.